Good afternoon, learners. Am I audible, learners? Can you just confirm through chat box? It will be great. You can confirm it through chat box. Okay, thank you, Ganesh, for responding. So, learners, a very warm welcome from Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapit, Center for Online Learning. Today, we are going to discuss about online analytical processing, which is your unit number 2. Okay, artificial intelligence, where machines are trained over a data and machine is able to do human like things, right? Actually, if you see what artificial intelligence means, so here machines are trained.
अरे साई ये ऑलरेडी हमने अपलोड किया है ना पहले का 1 करोड़ का
In artificial intelligence, actually, a machine is given human intelligence. Okay, so machine is trained over a large amount of data. The range of application is varying. There is a large scope. Various AI-based systems, expert systems, natural language processing, speech recognition, AR, VR. You might have heard about this, right? Speech, vision, machine vision, biometrics. These are the things where artificial intelligence is used. Just a minute, learners. I don't know why.
अगर देखो लिमिट क्लियर में है ना तो मत डिलीट करो
Background noise is there. Let me.
वो क्लियर है वही बीच में वही इशू हुआ ना बड़ा
Excuse me, whoever is not muted, you are requested to mute yourself.
अवेलेबल लिमिट नेट अवेलेबल लिमिट देखा है ना
I can mute everyone, yes, learners, but this is like from some other host is also joined and the noise is from that side. So artificial intelligence, you know that it is the science of making machines think like humans. Now, online analytical processing as a part of our second unit, we are going to discuss. Here also large amount of data is processed. Okay, it is not easy to process a large amount of data, learners. Okay, many of the online transactions are happening. The role of software technology is here. When we say online analytical processing, the data is processed, real-time data is reflected, and it is used for business purpose mainly. From different point of view, data is analyzed. Organizations collect the data properly. Then after collection, the storage of the data is required to have, right? Proper repository of data is required. There could be multiple data sources from where organization is getting the data. Just a minute, learners. Okay, let us continue. Organization can have data from multiple sources. It could be data could have been collected from websites, from social media interaction, from email interactions, from applications, or any other internal system could be there. Why the data is collected? Because organizations are using this data to generate the insights. Okay, so that appropriate actions can be taken, so that organization can have the prediction about the sales. They can have proper prediction about the inventory or quantity they should keep. So customers data, sales data, market prediction, such kind of insights have been generated. Which customer has shown an interest in which product? In similar way, data can be useful to the organizations. Online analytical processing is having a broad category of applications, learners. Here multiple technology aspects are over there, like relational database will be there in the picture. report generation will be there. So whatever business processes like sales data, marketing data, management reporting, budgeting, forecasting, maybe to prepare the financial reports, this can be useful. Traditional database pattern was there, but with that pattern, a large amount of data is difficult to assess. So when the large amount of data is there, you need some technicality, you need some advanced mechanism to manage it. And for that, online analytical processing concept is there. Whatever software technologies are used, it could be Microsoft Power BI, it could be Tableau. Basically, it will help organization to do trend analysis. Based on that, complex estimations can be judged. Customers' requirements are changing rapidly, and it is challenging for businesses even to cope it up or to manage it. So, to make the proper management of this rapidly enhancing requirements of the customer, some intelligent solution is definitely required, and OLAP is an answer for that. So if the question is which kind of solutions it can give you the solutions useful for business performance. So you can make the performance management, you can do proper planning, budgeting related aspects can be managed, sales forecasting is possible. So it also helps organization for knowledge discovery and decision making. From multiple dimensions the data is analyzed over here. Okay, when we say analysis of data, how from multiple dimensions data is analyzed in context to OLAP. Just a minute, learners. I guess I'm not able to make the move forward. I need to stop the screen sharing and let me share the screen again with you people. Excuse me for this glitch. So learners, when I'm saying data is analyzed from multiple dimensions, so here the technical aspect is there. Technicality will play its role. So OLAP is based on multi-dimensional data. From multiple dimensions of the data, you have to analyze it so that the users, so that business managers can have proper insight over that data. It is not a simple data, and that's why our traditional database system is not enough to manage it. We have used this OLAP, online analytical processing, and behind many of the business intelligence application, this concept is there into the picture. OLAP is quite a powerful technology which is helping organization to have the proper discovery of data, proper report writing is report viewing, report creation is possible, analytical calculations is done using some statistical methods, using algorithms, computation is performed over here. So overall, it helps the organization to make the predictions. Predictions means what if kind of scenario. And in which situation it is required. When you are dealing with the forecasting, when you are dealing with the budgeting, what will be the requirement in future? to manage that, how many quantity of products your business should keep, what it could be the budget you have to set it up. And for that, OLAP or OLAP is an answer. So online analytical processing is a kind of a process where data is collected from multiple sources. Again, I am repeating, the sources of data could be internal source or external source. It could be interaction of a customer through social media. It could be email communication. It could be your day-to-day transactional records as well. So here data warehouse is used. The concept of data warehouse is implemented. So data warehouse is required when you want to deal with large amount of data. What data warehouse does, that we have already discussed in our last session, that data is stored in proper manner. Whatever data your organization has collected or your business has collected, it might be in unstructured format. So first of all, there is a requirement to make the data into structured format. So for that, you have data warehouse where data cleaning happens. Data cleaning means transforming the data in proper format. Unnecessary things are removed from that data, and the data is presented in a structured manner. If data is there in the structured manner, then only it is useful. Otherwise, raw data is not meaningful data. So here data is turned into information. It will be organized in the form of cube. You might have seen a cube, right? A cube game is there, where a cube with 9 by 9 different values are there, or a cube with different colors you might have seen. OLAP cube is also a logical representation of your data in cube format, where data is categorized into various dimensions. Which kind of dimensions it could be? It could have customers data, it could have a sales data, it could be regional data, time period data. So this data is derived from data warehouse only, which is a central repository of your data. Then data will be segregated based on the columns, and accordingly in cube format it is represented. This technology will help organization to improve the time. Organization can have, or it will help the organization to generate the insights properly. Various operations even happened on this data. So over a relational database, it is preferred more. Learners, can you see the next slide? Yes, that is what I am telling you. Can you see the next slide? I guess some problem is happening. Please wait for a while. So basically, learners, when we say OLAP technology, it collects the data. Then data is analyzed. Before analysis, we have seen that cleaning of data happened. Now I'm sure you will be able to see the current slide. Hello, learners. Oh, can you see the slide? How does OLAP works? The title is How does OLAP works? Yes, thank you. Thank you for your response. So, OLAP server is required where the OLAP process happens, where the analytical process happens at your OLAP server. So, data is collected over there. Then some process over that data will happen. This process is extract, transform and load process. It is known as ETL process. Okay, data extraction, data transformation and loading of data. How it will happen? With use of statistical calculations, with some formula, analytical process happens, algorithms are implemented, and then data is transformed into OLAP cube as per the dimensions which has been specified. But as we are saying multi-dimension, it will be not your normal linear data. And at the end, after the analysis is done, the business analyst will generate reports based on this data, and that report will be again will help for visualization. Various range of applications are there where you can make use of OLAP, and financial sector is there, sales and marketing sector is there, business intelligence is the sector mainly where you will be needing this system, and the maximum it is used over there. Various kind of user interfaces are used for that. Whatever the softwares you are used, that software is providing you the dashboard, and all kind of facilities will be made available over there. Because when you say financial, so budgeting purpose will be served for marketing and sales forecasting, customers prediction, market trend analysis, kind of things will be made possible with use of that. Now let us put focus on dimensional data warehouse main, because it is a core behind the process. So wherever from multiple sources data has been gathered, there are some softwares used for that. Here you can see the name of few softwares like Oracle Express Server, Hyperion Solution, EasyBase. OLAP processing is also used for data mining. Yes, data mining is also a area where OLAP processing is done. And this kind of technology is there which supports multi-user environment. So at a time multiple users can log on to the system, and multiple users can take its benefit. This kind of a technology is having the capability to support the complex calculations, trend analysis and kind of things is quite popular, in demand, which is implemented by many of the businesses. OLAP is having wide range of activities, as we have seen in sales, marketing, in budgeting, financial performance analysis. At various places, you will be needing it. Because see, it provides the business users with the data model which business can understand. Business does not aware with the technicality which runs behind, but whatever the proper representation of report is given to the business manager, and that is what it is required by those people to take the decisions, and for that dimensional model is useful. But learners, here let us discuss about another concept, that is OLTP. Okay, online transaction processing. Now what is OLTP? Again, I guess the slide movements are not happening. Are you able to see the next slide, learners? Slide has been hanged, I guess. I'm not able to do the move forward. there is a concept of OLTP, online transaction processing. Okay. Now, how it is in contrast to OLAP or OLAP? OLTP, where real-time execution happens, a large number of database transactions are processed, real-time situation is reflected to the users. So what kind of transactions could be there when we say real-time situation and such kind of transactions? Which kind of transactions could be there? It could be related with a generation of a record. It could be with insertion of a record. It could be with updation of a record, deletion of a record. Like, let me give you one basic example. Suppose you are doing a ticket booking for railway. Okay. So some ticket is generated for you, some PNR number is allotted to you. So a record is being generated. Now after a few days you are making some modifications. You are for 5 people you have booked the ticket, and now you are canceling journey of 3 people, only 2 people are traveling. So you are doing some updations in your query. Even after a few days it is decided that nobody is traveling, so you are deleting the complete record, you are putting the cancellation request, and your refund is given to you. But here deletion happens, right, in the back end. So such kind of basic transactions, basic database transactions, I am giving this example for the people who are very new to the database. OLTP transactions are popularly used for online banking, where at a time number of users are there and number of transactions they have to do. At a time, multiple people might have logged on onto the bank website and they are trying to access their own accounts. So online banking, shopping, where on e-commerce website, at a time multiple users are trying to make the transaction. But natural, their logins are different, but they are accessing the same platform. So for some specific order entry, to send a message to multiple people via broadcasting, you need to have a reflection of accurate data. Right, learners? We know that e-commerce platforms are popularly using this concept. They are reflecting the total number of quantity which is available to you. Someone has purchased some product, so now the reduced value will be shown to all other users. So here reflection of all the transaction is done, proper current level you can see. Real-time data is reflected. It also speeds up the processes. Everything is automated. Your time consumption will be quite less. And when you are dealing with larger database learners, this is quite important tool. Now again come back to the point of OLAP. Okay. OLAP, where multi-dimensional data is there. Okay, data is represented in the form of multiple dimensions. So here OLAP cube is used. OLAP cube is a data structure which allows the data analysis in faster way. Here you can see that the cube where multiple colors is been represented, each side is differentiated with other by color. So OLAP cube is also kind of a hypercube, the model where visualization is done in 3-dimensional data. Most data will be having a three dimensions, and every side will represent some fact. Okay, now we will understand about OLAP process. Some of the components are there as a part of OLAP, which do some dedicated functions. They perform that specific functions which will help to perform the analytical queries. So here you can see data sources there. At one side, data sources are available. From data source, data is made available to the data warehouse. From data warehouse, data is given to the OLAP cube. So where the processing will happen at a data warehouse, and now data is transformed to the OLAP cube. After that, whatever the queries of the customers are or users are having an interaction of that data in the form of query, and results will be given to the user. When at one side you can see the data sources. So data sources could be your transactional data. Data source could be the data you have taken from different sources. This data requires the transformation. This data might be in the raw format, and remodeling of that data is required. OLAP data will be learners a large amount of data, and that's why easily manually it is not possible to analyze it, and that's why you need this technical aspect, or you need the tool. So usually where the transformation happens, transformation takes place before the data is uploaded to database. Before it reaches to the database, the cleaning process happens and the clean data is given to the database. Now I am sure you have understood about online transaction processing and online analytical processing. See, every method has its own pros and cons. These systems will help the business to have accurate forecasting, and when the forecasting will be proper, business will be able to manage the operation of the business will be able to generate the good revenue, or business will be able to make a profit. Again, PowerPoint has hanged up, learners. Excuse me for that. Let me give you the screen design again. So, but natural, both OLAP and OLTP is doing the real-time transactions, making the proper accuracy, proper forecasting of the data. It should be done as per the guidelines. Whatever pre-calculate queries are, these queries will be used to handle your database tech. If you dig into the technicality, aggregation, joining, grouping kind of queries will be processed over here. Now, let us discuss about basic OLAP operations also, learners. There are various kind of operations handled as a part of OLAP. These operations are named as ROLAP, MOLAP, and HOLAP. Okay. First of all, in-depth, very first operation is ROLAP operation. Okay. ROLAP operation, again, it is performed on your data cube, and where you are climbing up in the concept of hierarchy of data. Dimensions of the data is reduced in this case. Now, what do we mean by dimensions of data is reduced? It is process like zooming out of your data. Okay. Whatever your data is, you are zooming out of the data cube. For example, when the customer's order is there, okay, how the location or address field is there, you will be having flat number or street number, city, district, state, country, kind of various separations will be there. Various separate fields will be there, where in which user is putting individual information. So roll-up operation where this data is aggregated from whatever levels you are choosing. So you are reducing the dimensions of the data. In context to the sales transaction also, like location of the sales. So by as per the location you can reduce your data, as per the time you can reduce the data. So this is kind of a zooming out of process. Another operation is drill up operation. Drilling up, this means you are sorry, drilling down. So here whatever less data or less detailed data is there, you are transforming it into highly detailed data, learners. You are digging the data into depth, so that those data will be more useful, and analyst can get the more insights from the data. Another operation happened over here is slicing and dicing. Slicing and dicing, again, the way where segmentation happens so that data will be more viewable. Okay. Slicing operation where a subset of the cube is represented. Selection of one or more dimensions of the that specific cube is selected to perform the analysis, so that proper individual data can be obtained. Similarly, dicing operation is also there, where you are describing a subcube, some part of a cube, where one or two only dimensions will be considered. Again, learners, here we have seen the various operations of the data. Let me take you to the previous slide. When we say the technical operation happens, this is bifurcated as the three process. OLAP operation is bifurcated as roll-up, MOLAP, and HOLAP. Roll-up we have just now discussed. Another type is MOLAP, where multidimensional analysis is done. HOLAP, which is the last method of processing, it stands for hybrid analytical processing. Where hybrid analytical processing happens, it happens between your server and your cube analysis. So somewhere in between this process takes place. Roll-up, which is relational online analytical processing. Again, the storage of your data, aggregation kind of operation, viewing of the data in the context to relational database is specified. So whatever your source of data is, accordingly OLAP operations are performed. Now, when we are discussing about online analytical transaction, the term which should be known is ODS. Operational data storage, or operational data store. So operational data store is a container of a data where your data is stored, but this data will be subject oriented data, integrated data, and this storage is a volatile kind of a data. Okay. Currently, whatever transactions are happening, only data related to those transactions is stored, so that aggregation kind of things will be made possible. Again, these are the various sectors. Even in the beginning, we have seen that for financial record management, sales reporting, marketing, to make marketing report, to prepare marketing strategies, customer forecasting, future prediction, process management, to make the budget. These are the applications where OLAP tools are used. Now, multidimensional data is there in that context. two operations here you can remember, that is drilling and pivoting. Drilling of data and pivoting of data. Drilling of data means presenting the data in detail, seeing the data from a broader concept so that analyst can reach to the optimum level. Analyst can have maximum information from that available data. Pivoting is also a technical thing happened. Here you have to move the data from one axis to another. You are rearranging the data so that it will be easy to make the analysis, so that you can see the relationship between various data in better way. Learners, various tools or softwares are available to make these things. OLAP tools are like IBM Cognos, SAP, Microsoft Analysis Server. These are, or SAS, these are popularly used OLAP tools. We have discussed about ROLAP, MOLAP, and HOLAP. Okay. Once again, I'll repeat over here. ROLAP stands for relational OLAP, where relational database is there, or data is saved, stored in the form of relational database, and OLAP middleware is used to transform that data transform that data into the cube format. Whatever users queries will be retrieved in this format. HOLAP is your hybrid analytical processing. Whatever the storage of data is done, it will be in the MOLAP form only. But here the processing will happen after the relational and before the data cube. This is all about analytics or online analytics of your data, learners. Just a minute, learners. We will discuss about another unit as well. Again, let me repeat that you people keep on visiting the Swayam platform. If you have granted the Swayam access, over there also ebook is available, and through ebook you can come to know about the concepts in better way. You can increase your knowledge. Learners, feedback form link I am floating into the chat box. You all are requested to fill this feedback form. Learners, next unit is about creating your business intelligence project. So now, first try to understand the basic concepts which are required to create any business intelligence project. Okay. So what activities are required to handle a BI project? Once again, let me repeat, I have launched the feedback form link into the chat box. You all are requested to fill this form. Are you there, learners? Are you there online? Hello, everyone. Yes, yes. Okay, okay, fine. Thank you for your responses. So what are the phases of your business intelligence project? First is data collection. After that, cleaning of the data. That is your data preparation. Whatever data you have collected, you have to prepare it in the format which is required by the system. Then is the data storage. prepare the data, store it properly, analyze it, and present it in the form of report. That is your data storytelling. These are the required phases. And when we say BI process, okay, first thing is information discovery. Information discovery, where you are defining the problem. For what purpose you need to collect the data? First, it should be understandable, problems should be defined, and then you collect the data accordingly, so that you will be able to have proper data or related data you will be able to collect. After the data is gathered, you need to analyze it so that that data is useful to generate the insights. So data analysis, and to analyze the data you have to explore the data. After that, whatever results have been generated, whatever insights have been obtained, based on that actions will be taken, and outcome will be visible to you, maybe in the form of profit and loss. See learners, I am going through your questions also, but due to the time limitation we have to cover up our units, right? Otherwise we will not be able to complete all the units. So let us cover these units, and maybe last session we can keep in this way. Now learners, when you are focusing on creating your BI project, first important term is data source. What is the source of data? From where you are collecting the data. So data source is the location where data which is used, from where you are getting the data, but natural it could be the database, because whatever customer data you have collected or your organization have collected, where it will be stored in the database. So database is your primary data source. And here technically when you want to deal with it, you have to create DSN, data source name. You have to deal with data by specifying a name to it. Then another important term is data visualization. Data visualization is again a graphical representation of your data. Whatever data insights have been generated, it should be understandable also. So again, various charts, graphs, kind of things in this format, data is represented as a part of data visualization. So various elements you can consider: maps, graphs, charts. So as a part of your BI software, data visualization tools will be also there, so that you can analyze the patterns, you can analyze the trends which are going on, what is demand of market. Such kind of things will be understood, and organization or business can do the data driven decisions. The next important term is data view. So again, I will take you back, learners. Data visualization and data source we have discussed. These things you have to make it as an input with your BI project or BI system. Now data view, where the proper reporting of the data is there. How to view that data? Through data visualization, whatever big data is, and it is analyzed. Because when we say data analysis, it is not an easy process. Visualization, where trillions of rows it has to be analyzed. Every day a large amount of data is collected by every business. So when a good visualization tool is used, it will help the organization to tell a story, to remove the unnecessary data, and to highlight the useful information, and that is what a requirement is. Whatever data is presented, maybe in the report format, it should be in the predefined format or predefined data view. Accordingly, data should be generated or should be formed. Because what business wants specific requirements for the output, so that all information should be covered. It should save the time also. It should give you the proper insights also. And maybe at periodic interval, business need to repeat the process. Weekly sale, monthly sale, whatever the requirement of your quarter budget, annual budget, weekly budget, whatever the pattern of your organization is, many of the background tasks are required to happen. So data view where report format is there, which is nothing but a predefined format where all the data, all the fields, this is nothing but your table format. Rows and columns will be there. It should be included. So when we move into the depth, dimensions in the data we have understood. So it could be your database dimension, it could be your cube dimensions. Cube dimensions we have discussed in previous unit. Database dimensions is also there where various objects, relation between these objects is represented. We will call these objects our attributes. Okay, technical term used for that is attributes. Like if your product table is there, what could be the attributes? What could be the database dimensions? It could be product name, product ID, product category, product size, cost of that product or product price. In similar way, if customer table is there, what could be the dimensions, learners? Can you give me an answer? For customer table, what could be the important information organization will be requiring? I hope you are understanding this, learners. I hope you are following this. For a customer table, it could be again customer ID, customer name, contact details. Raj has answered it well. Perfect. Very good. I'm glad to know this. Customer's email address. These are the important dimensions for any customer table. Now here, just for an example, I have considered a time dimension. Time dimension is also one of the dimension which is given to the system. Here it refers to the time period which is used by your model. So time dimensions will help you to have that periodic time dimensions, like day of week, hours, minutes, seconds, whatever the format you have used or your business has used to gather the information. If any booking system is there, then reservation time, date, these things are important. In Google Map, you are having timestamp, which is showing you the current time with hours, minutes, seconds, date. So this is the example where the time dimensions, and as a part of time dimension, year, day of year, quarter number, month number, day of week kind of detail have been gathered. Here the concept of parent and child dimension is also there. Parent child relationship or parent child hierarchy. Learners, parallelly, do not forget to fill the feedback form. Link is given to you in the chat box. Okay. So parent-child dimension is a hierarchy which will represent an organizational structure. This is an example here, whatever example you are seeing. Maybe some owner or decision maker is there. Below to that, some other people are working. Individual department is also working. So here you can see the hierarchy. The level which is at up will be a parent level, and belows are kind of a child level. So Andrew is at parent level, Barbara and Carlos are at child level. In similar way, Don and Emir is at child level, Barbara is at parent level. So here, by seeing this relationship, you can understand how the data is related with each other. Hierarchy between the data can be seen. Maybe manager and employee, one manager could be there, below to that manager multiple departments will be there, or multiple employees could be there. In that way also you can show the hierarchy. So learners, these are the important terminologies which should be understandable, which you should understand when you are dealing with business intelligence project. Are you there with me, learners?